printer kicks off at the same time. So, all right, we're just going to jump in. I'm going to do a quick one. I don't know how long this thing's going to hold up because I'm doing this piggybacking off my phone. We have no internet access at the moment, so see what happens. Anyway, I'd ask, hope everybody's having a good week, but I can imagine a lot of you are without power. That said, if there's anything that we can do to help you guys out, just feel free to reach out and just let us know. I know a lot of people don't have power. We don't have internet. It's a whole menagerie of stuff, but the good news is the ice is melting. So I'm going to jump in quickly. Just want to do kind of a quick weekly market update. Did not get to do it yesterday just because we were pretty well blacked out unless we went to a different part of town. So let's just jump this real fast. So, hey, Jeff, how's the market? So lockbox activity. This every time Jeannie and I open up a door to show it to clients, registers activity. So from a week-to-week change, big surprise. Oregon's down 34%. Apparently, I guess we know when to take weather advisories at least somewhat seriously. Though a lot of us, I think, were naysayers about what was going to happen. Those who sat on the sidelines, it looked like I got it right. But yeah, there's not a lot happening over the weekend, so it dropped off. Look for this when we do this video next week. Look for that number to rebound, this much and more. So definitely down from the weather, but that's all right. So across the river, Southwest Washington, yes, we do work on the Vancouver side as well. Same thing, 37% decline. So they got hit, I think, a little bit harder than we did, depending on where you're looking. So yeah, the activity, it was terrible last week. But what are you gonna do? All right, just want to jump in real quick. We published these last week when the stats for the month of January came out. So let's talk about the Oregon side first. Average selling price, call it $515,000, arguably flat from last month, looking at December. The market did slow a little bit in the month of January. The average days on market, 44 days, so slight slowing there. The big number that kind of jumps out for a lot of people here, there are closed sales down 34% from last month. Let's kind of keep this in perspective here a little bit, right? So we are up 11% from last year, but down 34%. Well, keep in mind also last month was December, right? And this is a 30-day lag business. So everything that closed in December went under contract in November, right? So now we're seeing fewer closed sales in January because fewer things went under contract in December, Christmas. So that's also going to bounce back. If I look at what we call pending sales, meaning those homes that have gone under contract during the month of January, that's up 25% from prior months. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to see this number rebound back in February for sure. So it's that 1 month hangover. That said, the great news, 25% increase in inventory. Then we're going to buy that as exciting. So we're to 1 full month of inventory, which great. We have 4 weeks now. So still pretty much crisis levels here. Less than half where we were last year. Honestly, I don't see how this gets better anytime soon. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But for the most part, yeah, that's your Portland market. So some people, I've talked to a lot of clients who are looking up on the Vancouver side saying, hey, we're going to go there. The prices are better. It's easier to find a home, so on and so forth. And I think what you're finding is, what pulls up? No. 475 on your prices. They're actually up a couple points from prior month, and definitely up from last year, more so than the Portland market. It's out accelerating us, so about a 15% increase. So that gap between the Vancouver side and the Portland side is greatly compressing. So just keep an eye on that if you're thinking that you're going to do that for cost-saving benefits. There's still the tax play if you're going to do that. Especially if you're heading into the retirement phase, working from home full-time, that kind of thing, it may still make sense, but just be aware of that. 36 days on market, again, kind of like Portland, slowed a little bit from last month, but it's half where it was last year, right? Not even half. Same thing. The closed sales down 28%. That they're up 30% on the pending sales from last month. So that's going to reverse when we talk about this next month. And same kind of thing. Significant increase in inventory from 3 weeks to, or I guess 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So that's all I can do is just laugh. I've got clients looking at the Vancouver side, and it's a frustrating market to be looking in. It's tough. Things move fast. It's tough sledding for everybody out there right now. So let's kind of talk about a little bit about what's going on. As we're seeing homes, the market's kicking up. Obviously, we've got inventory issues. We're going to talk about inventory kind of a little bit here. It's a supply and demand function, right? So it's all about the migratory issues of where do people want to go, where do they want to live in this COVID / moving towards the post-COVID world of looking to get away from some of the dense urban centers. But also, I think more so what we're starting to see as the vaccines are rolling out, people are realizing, okay, maybe things like New York, San Francisco, maybe they're not so bad. They're still expensive, but I still want to live there. If we're going to have vaccines, what made it appealing once before will always be appealing. So they are starting to return. I think I saw the San Francisco luxury price point market is accelerating faster than anywhere else in the country, just because people are flocking back. They're the ones going back first, I guess. But anyway, as a result of that, we are seeing kind of interesting. If you look at kind of price increases, obviously the darker green you get, the bigger your price appreciation has been. This just kind of speaks for itself. Nobody wants to live in the middle. Everyone's heading for a coast. They're heading for mountains. They're heading for beaches. Warmer weather. Maine, I can't figure out Maine, but I guess it's lovely up there. I don't know, but that's prices are going to be driven just from this pure supply and demand. And we've always done the West Coast has been super popular for a long time. Obviously, Florida's always going to stay green. New York's always going to stay green. But places like Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, not so much. But so there you go. That's sort of your interesting look here. So when this starts popping up, let's go back to kind of the earlier stat slides we showed with the market prices for Portland and Vancouver up double digits year over year. The other question that I get from a lot of people from time to time, I know Jeannie's had this conversation with a lot of people as well, is this a bubble, right? Or here we go again. Or we've had people say, you know what, I'm just going to sit, I'm going to let this all settle down, and I'll buy in a few months, I'll buy next year. I want prices to settle down. I want that bubble to pop first, and then I'm going to buy my house. I'm absolutely categorically telling you that's the wrong strategy. You're going to lose that bet all day long. So this article came out, and I've done some cutting and pasting here that kind of summarize key points, but talk about just that. Are we trapped in another bubble, right? Some people are getting worried. It's on a lot of people's minds of, if I buy a house now, am I hurting myself, right? Is this 2006 all over again? Answer is categorically no, right? So let's talk about kind of that first section. Unlike what led to the Great Recession, we don't have the collapse in lender ethics. We don't have no doc loans. We don't have ninja loans, meaning no income, no jobs. Hopefully, you still have arms. Calendar reminders are popping up here. But you don't have low thresholds to get a mortgage. It's quite stringent right now. Anybody who's going through the process will tell you it's still quite a bit of work to get a mortgage, right? And so at the end of the day, what they're saying here is you have supply and demand fundamentals are fueling the prices. People are looking for homes. You have millennials have entered the market. You've got surges of people saying, I need to, I can work from home and I need somewhere better to live. Go back to that previous slide. Where are they going? They're going west. They're going east. They're going northeast, but definitely west, definitely northwest. We saw that previous slides. I've done this a couple weeks ago with the United Van Line showing Portland is still a huge influx for a lot of people nationally. So supply and demand. The next section, I'm talking about for over a decade, we had a chronic lack of supply of housing. We need 1.6 million units a year to keep pace with demand. We're producing about 400,000 fewer homes every year. That's on a national basis. Now, this is going to be one of those cases where what happens nationally, I would say it's going to be a parallel here to Portland. Portland probably going to be even more dramatized here because we've got the urban growth boundary. We just don't have developable land. So we don't have swaths of area where people can go and build 10,000 homes and solve our problems. It doesn't exist. And even if it did exist, you hear people talking. I saw some commentary recently from Randy Sebastian, the owner of Renaissance Homes, talking about his general frustration. Same thing. We don't have land that we can work with. Metro is not going to listen to the builders' pleas for releasing bigger chunks of land to build more homes. And even if they could, the permit process now all across the region, whereas it used to take, say, a week, it now takes months. Whereas it used to be $800, it's now tens of thousands of dollars just to build a single home. Add to that lumber prices that have doubled. You see where I'm going. Prices are going to be being pushed higher and higher and higher. High tides rise all ships. So as new prices our new home prices are going through the roof, so it's going to be your resale, because why not? I'm still cheaper than the new guy. I'm just going to follow that same trend. So everyone's going to be going up and up and up. And then the last point, and this is your big point, the definition of a bubble is that when it pops, there's nothing there. But this person, who I think was an economist, was saying this is not the case, that there's very real demand that exists, and that's what's causing these prices to increase. And what he meant by that is basically that resurgence of interest in owning a home because of COVID, and people recognizing, I don't want to live in things like apartments or condos. If I have to get into an elevator with 12 other mouth breathers to go down to get to my car to go to work every day, that's not so appealing anymore. I don't care what the surroundings look like. People want homes. Secondly, now we've got millennials, which is a huge wave of buyers. Fun to rip on the millennials and the avocado toast, but I'm telling you, this is real. They're out, they're looking for homes, they're going to be pushing demand stronger and stronger. Your prices are going to keep going up. The only way that this gets solved is if mortgage rates balloon up to squelch people's buying power and or interest in buying a home, or if you get a material increase in the number of homes that are built and ready for sale here in the Portland area. Neither of those are on the radar for years. So if your logic and thought process is, I'm going to sit and wait for a few months, I'm going to wait till next year, I'm going to go to the Winchester and have a pint and wait for this to all blow over, it's not going to happen. So that's good news, bad news, I guess. If you own a home, it's great news. Your asset is going to keep going up in value year over year. It's one of the best purchases you're going to be making right now. If you're looking to be a first-time buyer, absolutely the right time to do it. It's tough. The market is moving fast. You're hearing a lot of stories. You're hearing a lot of nightmare stories about multiple offers and people are losing out left and right. And it happens, but we're here to tell you, Jeannie and I have had a lot of our offers have been getting accepted. It just takes creativity, takes a little bit of thought, it takes a little bit of finesse in getting them done, but and sometimes it just takes a little bit of luck. That's okay too. We'll take that. So it can absolutely happen. So if you're thinking about doing something, please feel free to reach out and just let us know. Happy to talk to you, give you our thoughts about whatever market you're looking in, price points you're looking in, just give you our feel for the market in general. There you go. Looks like the cell signal held up for this thing. So there you go. Have a good week. I hope your power comes back if you're sitting in the dark, if you're sitting by your 14th fire of the weekend. So stay warm, stay safe. If we can help you at all during this time, just feel free to give us a shout, let us know. Otherwise,